You know, for a lot of us, and for me, Star Wars is love, Star Wars is life. Some people are just blind fanboys and cannot admit anything that they don't like about a certain brand or property or movie. True fans are able to admit what they love about something and what they also hate about something. So in this video, I want to prove to you guys that yes, it is okay to say things that you love and things that you hate about certain movies. My name is Tom, I too am a crybaby over Star Wars, and this is Tom's Take. Okay guys, so I have got 4 things that I love the most about the new Disney Star Wars, and 4 things that I hate the most about the new Disney Star Wars. So I'm gonna start out on a positive note, we're gonna start on a high and finish on a low. I know that's not the way people normally do it, but we're gonna do it because it's my video and I can do whatever the fuck I want. So the first thing I love about the new Disney Star Wars is the new Disney Star Wars. You know, they have released 3 films currently at the time of this video in Star Wars The Force Awakens, Star Wars Rogue One, because I refuse to call it a Star Wars story because that title is garbage, and Star Wars The Last Jedi. I have liked to loved all 3 of those films. I have not hated one of them entirely. I love The Force Awakens, I really like Rogue One, and I absolutely love The Last Jedi. It is my favourite of the 3 so far. Don't shoot me, don't shoot me. The second thing I love the most about the new Disney Star Wars is the way they're finally now bringing in new creators like Benioff and Weiss from Game of Thrones, Jon Favreau, Rian Johnson, and letting them tell brand new stories with brand new characters that we've never seen before. I love that they're doing that, and I've been saying that they should do that since Force Awakens came out. Not relying too heavily on nostalgia, which we'll talk about in a second, and just making the universe bigger. The Star Wars galaxy will expand, get bigger with brand new stories, brand new characters, and hopefully brand new, exciting, and great, wonderful Star Wars movies moving forward. And on that note, I love the sheer amount of content we're getting. You know, we're getting all these films, a new TV show with Jon Favreau, we've got Star Wars Rebels, we got Star Wars The Clone Wars. I mean, that wasn't Disney, but whatever. We got the comics, the novels, all of that stuff. I love the amount of content that we're getting. This is truly the golden age of Star Wars. One thing I've always appreciated most about Lucasfilm and Disney is how much they seem to care and respect the fans. And I don't just mean with the decisions that they make with their films. I just mean, you know, when you go to like a Star Wars celebration, which I've never been to but would love to go, when they go to Comic-Con, they always seem to take really good care of their fans. And not just the fans that turn up and spend lots of money, but they also do a lot of charity work with Force for Change, those kind of initiatives. I love that, you know, Disney and Lucasfilm specifically is a company that really looks after their fan base. Alright, it's time to get a bit negative now. We're going to talk about some of the things that I hate the most about the Disney Star Wars regime, I guess you could call it. The first thing I don't like the most about it is that when Disney first acquired Lucasfilm and Star Wars back in 2012, they came out and announced, hey, everything we do is all connected, it's all canon. The books, the comics, the TV shows, the games, the movies, all connected, all one continuity, all canon. They did away with the old EU stuff. And now we've started to see that they're playing a little bit fast and loose with canon. The meaning of canon, meaning it's official, it doesn't, it's part of the Star Wars history. Now they're sort of, you know, they're a bit, you know, there's a grey area there. Rey and Poe actually meet in the novelization of The Force Awakens, but in The Last Jedi, they're meeting for the first time. And Lucasfilm came out and said, well, no, but if it's, you know, if it's in the movie and it's in the book and they contradict, you go with the movie, well, then the book really isn't canon. So what is canon, what isn't? It's a bit of a grey area right now for Disney, and it's something that's really, really annoying me. And here's where foreshadowing finally pays off. Disney, sometimes, I feel like, especially in Force Awakens and Rogue One, they rely a little bit too much on nostalgia. Nostalgia is not a bad thing. I love me some nostalgia. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing Darth Vader pop up at the end of Rogue One, throw out that red lightsaber and cut up some rebels. But sometimes they rely too heavily on it, and I would like to see a lot more new stuff. And thankfully that's what we're getting. But I do feel like sometimes Disney plays the nostalgia card a bit too often. The next one's a bit of a controversial pick, is that Star Wars Rebels had its series finale recently, and I had a big issue with it. And it was kind of the impetus for making this video, was that Star Wars Rebels seemed to not want to make the big sacrifice plays, in that I feel like Ahsoka Tano absolutely should have died. Vader should have straight up killed her. Not because I don't like Ahsoka Tano, but because it's actually rather the opposite. I really love Ahsoka Tano, and Vader should have killed her. It just made sense. The fact that her and Ezra are still around, you know, this close to the timeline of Episode 4, when Luke is supposed to be the only hope for the galaxy, to me that doesn't make sense. I hope they explain it. I didn't like the way Rebels ended and a lot of the decisions Rebels made. I love Rebels overall, but some of their decisions, I feel like they were cop-out decisions. And the final thing I don't like the most about the new Disney Star Wars is that for the new sequel trilogy, for The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and Episode 9, unlike, say, Kevin Feige and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Kathy Kennedy and Lucasfilm seem to not have an overall plan for the new trilogy. And I don't mean like every single detail plotted out and mapped out. You don't want to do that too far in advance. But I just mean, hey, we know where our story begins and we know where it ends, and we can fill out the middle with whatever we want. But they didn't seem to have that plan, and they still don't, because, you know, J.J. Abrams only recently turned in a script for Episode 9, which I don't think is a bad thing, but I do think that, you know, they needed to have some plan, because Force Awakens and Last Jedi, while I love them both, and I love the direction that story took overall, it did feel like two very different visions for this trilogy. And they almost feel really disconnected for two films that are supposed to be really tightly connected in that way. So that, guys, is a list of things that I both love and hate about the new Disney Star Wars. Jump in the comments section below. Let me know the things that you love the most and hate the most about the new Disney Star Wars. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more videos. I have a review of the Iron Giant, Back to the Future coming soon in preparation for Ready Player One. Look out for those. My name is Tom. I will see you guys next time. May the Force be with you always.